welcome back to another episode of Appraisal Adventures. Here we go. So, I was going through another tub. Got like 5 tubs over here. And this tub was full of banknotes. It's not full of banknotes anymore, because I have separated them out into different countries. And holy cow. Yep. That is a lot of different countries of banknotes. I did that separation because either the country was on there or I recognized the language and could figure out the country from there just by sight. Now this pile over here is the Japanese and Chinese and other writing that I'm not sure about. And some of you may recognize the Japanese government 1 peso, the funny money that isn't worth anything. Although these ones might be worth something because they're actually serialized. Yeah, Japanese invasion money. Not worth much at all, but still really cool. So, wish me luck. I've got to get through this and figure out if there's anything worth anything. Here's our American pile over here, so this is where I suspect we might find something cool. I thought this was cool, even if it's not worth anything. The 3rd issue of Scotia's Golden Jubilee. This is worth 2 wooden nickels, and this actually feels like it's on a piece of wood. You can see it kind of cracking a little bit. This is from 1954. There was a Golden Jubilee, and you could use this for trade. It's pretty cool. I don't know what it's all about. This is also, looks like Confederate money. Yeah. I don't know how to tell if this is real or not, but they seem to think it's worth about $35. I'll have to check into it. $2 bills. Yeah, those probably aren't worth anything. And this was kind of cool. It looks like an old loan. So there's the loan agreement here with a bunch of 2-cent stamps. And we've got all these loan payments. Pay to myself. I'm assuming that's their record of paying off the loan. So we got a whole stack of these. They're from the 1920s. So, but before the Depression, I believe. 1923 and 1924 and 1922. So, pretty cool. Some silver notes. What was this? Oh, that was some military currency. That's cool. This is interesting. A Walker Iron and Coal Company. 1883. The storekeeper pays the bearer 50 cents in merchandise. Huh. Well, that's cool. Looks like this guy custom made this holder. And some fractional currency. 50 cents. You know, I just recently saw one of these at the pawn shop. Can't remember what he was selling it for, though. I'll have to look it up. I don't have one. A couple more silver certificates. Ooh, those ones are burned up. That's kind of cool. Oops. Yeah, in terrible condition, but I don't know, maybe somebody likes the retro look. Or the burnt currency look. Another $5. Not too old. 63. So. Yep. Cool beans. Well, this should be fun. I have a lot of work ahead of me because I don't specialize in banknotes. Well, I've finished all the banknotes. There were 57 different countries, 287 notes, and I'm not very experienced in valuing them, so I went to eBay to check them out for approximate prices that they sold for and the approximate condition that I could visually see versus the ones that I have here. And if all that holds true, all of these are worth a total of at least $1,300. That really shocked me. But then again, I'm not in the banknote world. I'm in the coin world. So feel free to judge my prices. Tell me if I'm wrong, if you got strong opinions. But here we go. Here's the highlights. So we'll start with England. This is a £1 note. And this is basically what I understood is almost the equivalent of a silver certificate. These were made in 1940 to 1962, or they circulated from that time. And this is in pretty crisp condition. There's a few minor bends here and there, but from what I can gather, this is worth about $15. I've got a few from Luxembourg. This is 50 centimes. On this side, we have the French version. On this side, we have the German version. I'd value this at about $10. From what I could see. I actually couldn't find this one on eBay. I had to go to a couple other sites and compare their auctions. So, and this one was 20 francs. Seems to be somewhat rare, from what I could see. At least that's what the eBay listings were saying. I mean, you can only believe them as far as you can throw them. But this is from 1954, 20 francs, from the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. And again, I'd say this is probably about $10. Probably because of its rarity, not so much the condition. This is from Belgium, 1943. It's 100 francs, or 20 belgas. Nice looking serial number as well. And from what I could find, this is worth about $20. It's in lightly circulated condition. It's not missing any corners or anything, it's just slight bends here and there. Yeah. This one I couldn't find anything about, but the lady who owns these reached out to one of her friends, and they said this was a Japanese lotto ticket. I have no idea what year this is from, but it looks like we've got some rules on the back here. Maybe some numbers from the history. I don't know. Pretty cool if it is a Japanese lotto ticket. But when I eBay searched anything with Japanese lotto tickets, it always came up with draft lottery rookie cards from the NBA. I'd say put $5 on this and see where it goes. This is a nice old $1 from Hong Kong from 1935. These also seem to be decently rare. And even though it's in this condition, I saw one go for about $30 or more. I think I saw some go for $40, and I'm just like, I see all these tears, and I don't know if I could start it out as high as 40, but it might reach 40. But I'm recommending to start it at 30 and just watch it. This is from French from Morocco. As you can see down here, somebody already labeled it and said it's worth 20 cents. That's not what I found. And this is in okay condition. It's folded, but it's very crisp. 10 francs, and it's from 1943. And what I could gather from this condition was $30. So 20 cents, that was a steal. I don't know how much the pen marks would take off of a bill like this, off the price, but I don't know. If you know, let me know. Next we go to Mexico. And this is from 1963, 5 pesos. And really crisp. Good looking bill. And from what I could see, this is $15. Not all bills need to be rectangular. This one can be square. So this one is from 1944, 5 francs. And this is some military currency, at least that's what it seemed to be labeled as on eBay. Again, very crisp dollar. I love those colors, they just pop right off. The green is a little odd, but it's still really cool. I'd value this at $9. Next we got the Netherlands Antilles with a shipyard right there. This is 2.5 gulden from 1955. And it's fairly circulated, but people like them. This is worth $10. So this next round we've got the Japanese government. So this is referred to as Japanese invasion money. As you can see, their serial numbers are very plain, and this stuff is in good condition. So what the Japanese government did is they printed out all these things to replace the currency of the countries that they were trying to take over. So the centavos and the pesos here are when they invaded the Philippines. And what they would do is they would give the people this currency, and they would exchange it for their coinage. And most of their coinage back then was silver. And so this is how Japan would continue to fund their war efforts. It's referred to as Mickey Mouse money sometimes. It really devastated the economies there. It's a really cool piece of history. It's a sad piece of history. But it's not worth terribly much. She's got lots of pieces, and these are all just the finest examples I could see from what she had. I'd value them as low as like $1 to as high as about $7 is the most I saw. I mean, even the 500 pesos. But really cool piece of history. But again, like, Japan was never planning on fulfilling or backing this money at all. So they also made them in Dutch. So you have 1 cent. So they were probably going for the Netherlands Antilles. 1 gulden. Or gulden. And I'm not even going to try. 5 gulden. Vijif. Now the fun thing about these is, at least the ones in the Philippines, they were littering the streets. I'll see if I can find a picture of that. But, yeah, they were just littering the streets. The soldiers would just pick them up off the streets. Like, it was knee-deep in bills. So then we have these 1 cent and 10 cents. And we've got a $5. And a $10. So, lots of people think that this was supposed to replace US money as they invaded, whether they invaded Hawaii or something else. It was actually for Oceania. In the different areas. We're not the only ones that have dollars and cents as denominations. They also have shillings for other parts of Oceania. 1 shilling. They didn't actually get to carry out as much of it, but as they had initially planned. But cool piece of history. Again, not worth terribly much, but really cool history. There was a lot of German money in here, but this is the smallest piece I found. This is a 1 rice pfennig, and it doesn't have a back. So, but even in this condition, they seem to be worth about $13 a piece. Probably because it's got the swastika on it, and people like to buy that stuff. On the other end of the spectrum, we have 50 Miljarden mark, which actually isn't million mark, it's billion. So 50 billion marks right here. Blank back. But it's got a little bit more design than usual here. You've got this annoying kid doing the trumpet. Got the other kid that's just like, leave me alone, please. Or she's got, oh, wait. Maybe that's not a trumpet. That's a telephone. You got the wires there. You got headphones on to hear it. Okay. And they're naked. This is from 1924 during the hyperinflation of Germany. And this one stands out above the others that were in her collection. She had some other very plain ones like the 50 million mark. Again, in uncirculated condition, but no back at all. But most of these just end up being words. And they're worth a couple bucks. But the 50 million, even in this condition, is worth about $20. This is by far the biggest note I ran into. Just for reference, I'm going to pull out one of the silver certificates from America. That thing's huge. So, this is 5,000 marek from Poland from 1920. I'd valued at about $3 in this condition. I think the U.S. had some that were this size, and they were referred to as horse blankets. Still, pretty cool piece of history. So we've had some really old notes, and this one's still almost 50 years old. This is from 1974. This is from Italy. This is 500 lira. Now, I didn't think it was going to be worth that much. There was another 500 lira from 1966. That was worth about $8. This one is worth 50. I know, my jaw dropped too. I'm not exactly sure what was so special about this. I mean, it's got that rainbow thing, which is kind of cool. But I found that a few eBay listings for this were mentioning mentioning replacement notes and mentioning the W up here as marking it as a replacement note. And there would be W26 or W07 or whatnot, and they were fetching $40, $50. Well, this is W01. That has to be something even more significant. So, the highest one I found in uncirculated condition like this, that wasn't graded, sold for $50, and it was a W07. So I think if we start this at $50, we could get at least that. There were several pieces from the Bahamas, but a $3 bill, that's pretty cool. It's from 1965, and don't you love the beach out there? Old school beach. 1960s, definitely looks like it. Nice and relaxing. Nice coat of arms there. This is about $15, give or take with the pen marks. So this one gave me fits too. Obviously it's got Asian characters on it. And it says held banknote. And I could read those, the treasure and or whatever. And then I saw another piece of currency and they had the same ones, and so I was like, oh, okay, this is from China. I kept on looking for held banknote, but I wasn't getting any hits on held banknote. I was getting tons of hits on hell banknotes, which I was just like, oh, look, there's Donald Trump with devil horns and other things like that. But I never saw this exact one. I still didn't. I posted it on Numista, not Numista, a different forum for banknotes. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll have to go back and look. But figures this one is a hell banknote. It's just a typo there. It's made of very shoddy material. Makes it feel really old. Probably is still really old. It's got a denomination there of 1,000. 1,000, who knows? But this is... Hell banknotes aren't necessarily evil. They are... it's like spirit money. Spirit money or Joss money. And what people would do is they would burn it as kind of a way to get good luck. Sometimes people would do this with coins. I've heard of people throwing coins into a jet engine and destroying the jet engine, but it was part of their ritual to do the spirit money thing and destroy the money that they were offering to the spirits. So, yeah. I'm going to start this at $1 because that's what I saw other hell banknotes for. But we'll see where it goes. That guy looks kind of creepy. So this is from Japan, probably in between 1889 and 1916. And if you look closely, it says promises to pay the bearer on demand 1 yen in silver. But you see, it's kind of hard to read that because it's all crossed out. So these were demonetized, and this one has been very obviously demonetized, saying, hey, it's not worth anything. But we can still get about $6.50 for this one, from what I could see. This is from 1930, a 10 yen, and there was another one of these, but it didn't have this back. So this is what's referred to as a propaganda note, which is kind of cool. So in the 1930s, they were passing around propaganda. I don't know if they could actually pay anything, like buy anything with this, but this is all propaganda on the back. These are worth about $20 in this condition. So a number of bills, I wasn't sure if they were worth much if you actually exchanged them. I saw a video from Silverpicker a while back that he listed a site called leftovercurrency.com. I'm not endorsed by them. I'm just mentioning them as another way to value your banknotes. So sometimes they're worth more there than they would be on eBay. So these were some of those examples. These are all from Japan. The 1,000 yen, and I've got two 500 yens. And the 500 yen in circulated condition like this, I would definitely send to leftover currency because you're probably only going to get $1 out of this. But you could also try listing it on eBay for the minimum that leftover currency will give you, which at the time I was looking at this value, it'll take either one of these for $2.96 a piece. So that's much more than $1. But if you start it off on eBay at $2.96 and then see where it goes, then you'll be nice and good there. And to double that, since this is 1,000, this one was being offered for $5.93 as compensation. So start that on eBay at $5.93 or whatever leftover currency is at the time that you're trying to do it, and you'll make money. So this is a cool one from the Central Bank of China. This is 1930. And we have 5 customs gold units. So they'll pay the bearer on demand at its office here at the Central Bank of China. That's pretty cool. Shanghai, 1930. It's also an interesting orientation to be like that. I'd value that at about $5. Alright, it wasn't all foreign. Some of it was US. I know you're saying, wait, Brad, that's yen. That's Japan again, isn't it? Well, yes, this is Okinawa during US occupation. This is called B-type military script. And, yeah. It was circulated from 1946 to 1958. And these are in okay condition. This one's in really nice condition, but there's tape on the edge. And it curls because I think they taped them like this or something. I found this on a lot of the bills, unfortunately, so I think that devalues them a little bit. So I'm listing both of these at $2 a piece. This is some more military currency. This is military payment certificates for 5 cents and 25 cents. These are both from 1948. And I believe these were used on military bases. They're both in circulated condition. They don't seem to be torn at all, which is nice. I'd say the 5 cent, that would probably go for at least 13, and this one for at least 18. We got some fractional currency, 50 cents. This is from 1866. And I'd value this at $40. It's in very good condition. It's got a little bit of a stain there, but a little bit of stain up there. But from what I was able to see when I took it out of this plastic, it was in very good condition. So, $40. This is cool. This is a Walker Iron and Coal Company from Rising Fawn, Georgia. And this, the storekeeper agrees to pay the bearer 50 cents in merchandise from January 1st, 1883. That's pretty awesome. It's in decent condition. It is in this container. I didn't want to unseal it, but yeah, it's just kind of a custom label there. And I saw another one of these for about $30 in this condition. And the final one, the Confederate States of America, $10 Richmond. This is from 1864. And they found that it sold for about $35 in July 21st. So that's, wow, exactly 2 years ago. Anyways, let me take that off so you can see the back. So, really good condition. It's got a few stains here and there, but I agree with that $35 estimate. I couldn't find it going for very much more than that. So, thanks for joining me today. This has been Brad, and these aren't coins. They're not mine. So, yeah. Enjoy the next ones that I come up with. See you next time.